All right, let's call the meeting to order, June 28th, 2022, 6 p.m. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember James Blair.
Here.
Councilmember Joseph Richardson.
I am present.
Councilmember Joshua Crossman.
Here.
Councilmember Holly Smith. Here. Councilmember Brian Hess.
Here.
Councilmember Lynn Roy. Here. Councilmember Terry Kaminsky.
Here.
Mayor Joe DePinto.
Here. Moving on, special presentations, we have none. Public comment, you want any blue cards, but would anyone from the public like to address the council or myself? Do you have anyone online?
We don't have any hands raised.
All right, and move on to the consent agenda. We had the June 7th, 2022 study session, and June 14th, 2022 regular meeting minutes, as well as Tahoma Terra Phase 2 Division 3 plat map.
To approve.
Second.
I'm sorry. I skipped right over the agenda approval to special presentations. My apologies. Thank you, City Clerk. All right, can I get an agenda approval or motion to approve?
To approve.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Crossman. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, we have an agenda. My apologies. Consent agenda. Are there any questions on the consent agenda? I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Councilmember Blair.
I haven't been able to review that, so I'm gonna abstain from this.
To approve.
All right, Councilmember Crossman seconds. Although any further discussion on it? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Councilmember Blair abstains. All right, thank you, council. Moving on to new business, we're moving right along this. Moving to new business. We recently had the retirement of Police Chief Todd Stansel.
You have somebody getting ready. I think you might want to hold off if they're here for that, for what you're about to do.
Okay, so let's see who's walking in right now. That's just the pizza delivery person. So I think we can, no, I'm just joking. I haven't seen. No, I think we have a person joining. So yeah, so this.
One job.
Source, Chief of Police, John Stansel, his last day was yesterday. He was also the acting interim city administrator. And so that's what you were also familiar with. But now we have a new appointed chief of police, which you all approved and confirmed. And now today is the swearing in of Chief Carl Robson. And
First test is getting.
and I think we're ready to administer the oath of office. So Chief Carlson, would you please stand up here? How about right in front of the.
Let me move this. You guys can see.
Thank you. All right, please raise your right arm, right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Rob Carlson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that as a police chief
that as the police chief
for the city of Yelm,
for the city of Yelm,
I will carry out my duties
I will carry out my duties
in a professional manner
in a professional manner
with integrity,
with integrity,
respect, and accountability.
respect, and accountability.
I will abide by the law enforcement officer's code of ethics
I will abide by the law enforcement officer's code of ethics
and department policies.
and department policies.
I will uphold the mission, vision, and values of the Yelm Police
I will uphold the mission, vision, values of the Yelm Police
Department and will,
Department and will,
to the best of my judgment,
to the best of my judgment,
skill, and ability,
skill, and ability,
truthfully, faithfully, and diligently,
truthfully, faithfully, and diligently,
and impartially perform
impartially perform
the duties of police chief
the duties of police chief
in and for the city of Yelm,
in and for the city of Yelm,
county of Thurston,
county of Thurston,
state of Washington,
state of Washington,
as such duties prescribed by law.
as such duties prescribed by law.
Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you.
Alrighty, any comments or anything else on item 6A? Any comments from the public? I don't think we need a speech unless,
I'll see some.
sure. Sheriff Snazza, please stand up at the podium.
I just want to say to the council members and to the mayor, thank you for your selection and Chief Rob Carlson. I've worked with him for many years, way before I was actually the sheriff. So I've gotten to know him throughout the years, and I think that his commitment and his mentorship from Chief Todd Stansel is going to do the city very well. And I'm really encouraged for the progress that not only the decisions that have been made by the city council and the mayor, but also in your selections. Thank you very much for your commitment to the city of Yelm and the county of Thurston. I really do appreciate all the efforts that you all have made. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any further comments? Alrighty, we're gonna move on then to old business. There is none. Move on to number 8, updates. I'll go ahead and do department heads under my own, so we'll move right into council members. So we'll start off with Councilmember Blair.
No current updates this time.
Thank you, Councilmember Blair. Councilmember Richardson.
I'll be heading to the senior center, I believe, on the 30th to help tally out some results of their new board and that selection process.
Councilmember Richardson. Councilmember Crossman.
Public Services Committee today, which Brian will give us update on. The meeting was awesome, and attended the Creative Arts District meeting the other day. So it'll be interesting to see all the different voices and what comes with that. That's all I got.
Councilmember Crossman. Councilmember Smith.
On the 23rd, I was asked to go to the school board meeting to discuss the mock interviews. So that was discuss my experience and just talk about the youth. So that was good. TCOM was canceled this month, and I did attend Prairie Days. Spent most of my time at the car show, obviously, but yeah, good job.
Very good. Thank you, Councilmember Smith. Councilmember Hess.
Let's see, the Regional Housing Commission, they are working on the newest memorandum of understanding between the municipalities. And as soon as we get the draft, I will bring it before the council to discuss and find out if we want to still continue to be part of it or not. That's one of the big things. Additionally, the public service meeting that attended from the Public Works Planning Department, they have some new codes coming up, in particular to our central business district, as well as some other areas that they're going to be presenting to us next month during the study session. We've done a lot of good work, and so I think it'll be a really good thing for us to discuss as a city council to find out if we want to approve it or not. We've also got the annexations that are about to occur. I believe, if I remember correct, it's 10 plots that are looking at being annexed at once. The purpose for that is so that nobody has priority. It's bringing in a group that has been waiting for some time. And the last item that was discussed was about
The one I was talking about, removing the
Oh,
single family.
right, it's removing from the central business district townhomes and single family housing and updating, but that falls under the updates to the codes. So, I mean, it was a good meeting, a lot of good discussion. And so for the study session, it's going to be a really good meeting for us to have.
Thank you, Councilmember Curtis. Councilmember Roy.
I attended the Creative Arts District's conversation and attended study at Rainier Senior Center last week. Our guest speaker was Jonathan Thomas, who's the neighborhood revitalization manager with South Puget Sound Habitat for Humanity. They are working on coming into Yelm in 2023. They've also have a program where they can do critical home repairs for homeowners who do qualify. The Thurston County Commission is looking to change from a 3-person board to a 5-person board at a cost of about $500,000 of their $330 million budget. So, you know, you say $500,000 and then realize that's pennies. They're working to put that on the ballot in fall of 2022 in a joint effort with the Port of Olympia, who is also looking to move from a 3-person board to a 5-person board. Parade Days was this weekend. Thank you everyone who came out from Friday night street dance to the parade on Saturday to Sunday's mush ball tournament. It was perfect and exactly what I wanted for our community, and I'm already looking forward to next year. Now, lots of positive, and I do have another point. I am disappointed in the inappropriate actions made by Council Member Crossman toward a Yelm School District employee regarding a social media post made on their personal account concerning the monumental decision of the Supreme Court. In an email sent to all of City Council with a subject line, inappropriate Facebook statement by Yelm School employee, Council Member Crossman claimed the school district employee was inciting violence on the community and asked if there was any actions the city could take against this individual. At the exact time that Council Member Crossman was writing his email, this person was busy getting local businesses and organizations lined up for our first community parade that we've had in 3 years. This is the same person that helped establish a nonprofit foundation that in its first year provided more than 500 students with quality clothing, shoes, grocery vouchers, and hygiene essentials so they could have what they need to succeed in school. The same person helped provide more than 600 holiday meals and made sure that nearly 100 local kids had presents under the Christmas tree during our last holiday season. I do not want to speak out of turn or on behalf of this individual, but the phrase that Councilmember Crossman had an issue with was a common phrase that has been made this weekend to express discontent with revoking a right that women have had for 50 years. I do not see a call to cause damage or incite violence. This was not about feeling physically threatened. This was about attempting to silence someone who disagrees with you, and I will not be silenced. For Councilmember Crossman to purposefully go out of his way to negatively affect someone's life by asking if the city can take action against someone by expressing their First Amendment right is shameful. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Roy. Councilmember Kaminsky.
I also attended the Arts District meeting with Council Crossman, and a lot of you were there, so thank you very much on that. Public service meeting, we were already talked about with Brian. And the other thing I had was an update on the Nisqually State Park from the group. And I might have spoken about this before, but they give us an update, so I'll briefly tell you. This is the 1,300-acre park in Eatonville that is a conglomeration of the state and the tribe. And they show us the plans they have for it. Looks fantastic. The goal being to teach people how to obviously be in and appreciate nature, to view the habitat, and to learn the cycle of the salmon, which of course is very critical to the tribe. They're going to manage the river, but allow for walking and interpretive areas to go down to the water and see these things. So lots of trails. They sound like they have an amazing campground planned with loop style where people can gather together, even cabins. And they're going to have tribal art, carvings, and teaching the youth some of the tribal art forms, which is cool. What else? And they're going to have a village center and also a huge outdoor area where you can have events, cooking areas. They said everything from just peaceful gatherings to huge festivals. So that'll be a really, really amazing thing in our backyard. And the other cool thing they're doing is instead of just filling in the dump site in Eatonville, they're going to excavate it completely and clean it out. So I thought that was great. And lastly, Todd Tatum, I think he's with WashDOT. They're going to be looking at doing art in the roundabout. So of course I had to put up my hand and said, oh, include us. We want to be part of your art because we're getting our roundabouts. And then lastly, I attended the lunch for Chief Stansel. And it was a very sentimental and emotional tribute and farewell. It was a beautiful lunch. That's my report.
Starting off with some of the updates for the city. parking lot's paved over at the city park. If you had a chance to see it yet, it's paved, it's striped. It's pretty good. There's a few more things we're gonna add on to it, but Public Works did a great job with the contract and that under budget and all that. So well done for them. Great A's was well attended and I think it's been pretty well hit on, but I want to let you all know that we are going to have a debriefing and like an after action report on what went well, what went bad, what we can improve on, stuff like that. And we're going to try to make it even better. And other than that, Mosman Avenue is now open right by the golf course. That road's ready to go and looking good. I haven't driven on it yet. It's pretty smooth, pretty good. For myself, my own report, I attended the AWC annual conference last week, went to a lot of good seminars and did the business meeting for the voting of certain positions and all that stuff, represented Yelm. All up for former Chief Stansel was really well attended and it just, yeah, Terry hit it on, or Councilmember Kmitz hit it on it really well. Very sentimental and it was just pretty special to see all his friends, families, and it was cool that he did his last call out here in front of us all. And that was kind of neat to be shared with. Other than that, also had a meeting with a courts between former Chief Stansel and City Administrator Chief Carlson, myself, Sonia Ramirez, Court Administrator, and Judge Meyer. And we discussed basically how we can increase public safety here and what we can do in terms of the court's perspective to improve just improve safety in general here. And you know, you're going to see in the upcoming budget here as we start a priority for public safety, including increasing the budget for them, for not just for the police officers, but also for the courts as well, because one impacts the other. And so that's going to definitely be a priority. We're going to discuss jail beds and make sure that we have a necessary amount that we contract with the Nisqually tribe. We talked a little bit about that contract as well, how much it's costing us, how much it will cost us. And so there'll be some increases. We do have some one-time money that we have, just how the economy is doing, some of the federal money that we got from COVID. And we're not going to be reckless with that money because it's one-time use. And so anytime that we want to, we put a lot of it into the rainy day fund as well, but we're also going to fund some necessary things for us that we're going to anticipate is going to be caught up with through growth anyway. So we're not going to over stress the budget or anything, but that's all going on right now, the budget process. We just had all the department heads turn in their requests and we're starting on that. Council will get engaged here pretty soon. If you have something you want to see, you can do it the more informal route, just have a conversation with me and see if I can include it. And if not, if something that I'm like, oh no, that's a horrible idea, I probably won't say that to you. But if I say, no, I don't think we're gonna go that route, we're doing this, the council will still have an option to go ahead and move forward in a more formal way through the council to add it. But that'll be after the city releases, I don't want to say the mayor's budget, but it starts off that way. So it's the city's budget, the department heads, myself, and then we'll present to council. And if there's any additions, you can add to it. But that's all I've got. So quick meeting today. I think this might be a record of 16.5, 17 minutes. Thank you, council. Is there anything else for the good of the order? Motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. We're adjourned.